Okay. It's a series of instructions that you put in place using a programming language of your choice. A series of instructions that you put in place using a programming language of your choice, whereby the computer can execute these instructions whenever it is executed. The reason why I did not actually want to give a definition was I wanted us to understand it naturally. That when you are cooking your rice and stew, you are already programming. For you to cook that same rice and stew in the computer, you have to program it. And for the computer to understand the language that you're using. So there are languages that the computer understands. And those languages that we'll be talking about today is the Python programming language. So can we proceed? If there's any question, we can. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. How can you start learning to code? There's not a better time to pick up a programming career. It means you can even start right now, right here, today. You can start today. No matter your age or your experience, there are a lot of tools which are available to get you started. There are a lot of tools online. You can go to Google. Google has a lot of tools online. Like, most of the tools are available online for free. Like, we have YouTube. YouTube has a lot of educational videos. There are some of you who here, they are doing other courses. It's not just about programming. If you are doing a course in something, maybe let's say marketing, and there was a topic you didn't understand, you can always get them on YouTube. Maybe you have, you want to create the next Facebook, and then you need to get into programming. Okay, let's proceed. A minute, please. Like, I would say maybe you have a better idea of how the Facebook or maybe you have the idea of how the Facebook for the future will look like, then you need to get into programming. We in Africa, we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of talents, but they are wasting because we are not informed about a lot of things. Okay, I want to play a video here so that we watch this video. I'm going to play this video at least 2 times. Yeah.
I was 13 when I first got access to a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 8 years old. I was in 6th grade.
I learned to code in college, freshman year, first semester, intro to computer science.
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I think it was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
The first time I actually had something come up say, hello world. I made a computer do that. It was just astonishing.
Learning that program didn't start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to math discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program and then basically just added a little bit to it. And then when we needed to learn something new, I looked it up either in a book or on the internet and then added a little bit to it.
It's really not unlike kind of playing an instrument or something, or playing a sport. It starts out being very,
sort of coming up with complicated algorithms as people traditionally think about it.
You don't have to be a genius to know how to code. You need to be determined.
Addition, subtraction, that's about it.
You should probably know your multiplication tables.
You don't have to be a genius to code. You have to be a genius to read.
even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball, or or build a house. All of these things have been turned upside down by software.
What it is, computers are everywhere. Do you want to work in agriculture? Do you want to work in entertainment? Do you want to work in manufacturing? It's just all over.
Here we are, 2013. Information, and none of us know how to read and write code.
When I was in school, I was in this after-school group called the Whiz Kids, and people found out, they laughed at me, and all these things. And I'm like, man, I don't care. I think it's cool, and I'm learning a lot, and some of my friends have jobs.
Our policy is literally to hire as many talented engineers as we can find. The whole limit of the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
To get the very best people, we try to make the office as awesome as possible.
Fantastic chef,
Free food,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
free laundry.
Snacks, even places to play, video games and scooters. There's all these kind of interesting things around the office, places where people can play or relax, or go to think, or play music, or be creative.
Whether you're trying to make a lot of money or whether you just want to change the world, computer programming is an incredibly empowering skill to learn.
I think if someone had told me that software is really about humanity, that it's really about helping people by using computer technology, it would have changed my outlook a lot earlier.
To be able to actually come up with an idea and then see it in your hands and then be able to press a button and have it be in millions of people's hands, I think we're the first generation in the world that's really ever had that kind of experience.
Just to think that you can start something in your college dorm room and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something that 1 billion people use as part of their daily lives is just crazy to think about, right? It's humbling and it's amazing.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
It's amazing. I think it's the closest thing we have to a superpower.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it. Information, and none of us know how to read and write code.
Cool, and I'm learning a lot, and
Okay, we're going to proceed from here to the presentation. I'm sure the video was very explicit. That was just to inspire you about why you have to code. To inspire you even more, Bill Gates, who is the richest man in the world presently, is a Harvard University dropout, school dropout. The guy who created Facebook too is from Harvard University, still a dropout. So it doesn't mean that you have to be a dropout to become like them. No. It doesn't mean that. So it's just about inspiration, inspiring you, trying to inspire our community. Why it's necessary for us to write computer programs. Okay, let's move on from here. Okay, I was still talking about tools that you can get online. There are websites, there are a lot of helpful resources that you can get online about teaching yourself how to code. We have Code Academy. It's also a very good site. It teach yourself how to code. There are a lot of training resources, especially Python training resources, Python programming language, which are for free, entirely free. All you just need is access to the internet and you have them and you love them. So you also, Code Academy also actually learns you a lot of other programming languages and there are many more. So, still about some resources, we have open course like consulting. Here you can get university courses like from MIT. That's Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's one of the most renowned institutes in the United States, in Massachusetts. Then you can start from anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you know anything about computers. If you have the interest and you're willing to proceed about achieving a career in becoming a programmer, then you can become one. Then we have Google Python class. Google actually gives some classes online on Python programming. And Google actually heavily uses Python programming. We also have Coursera, that have university courses here, programming courses, also Python programming courses there. Also Python computer science courses. Yeah, and free classes, entirely free. But for Coursera, if you have to obtain a certificate, you have to pay $25 to obtain a certificate, which is recognized in the United States. Then, and everywhere around the world, we have Code Academy, which is a free online tutorials. This guy gives a lot of tutorials online which are for free, entirely free. Charges nothing. Then, we're talking about the types of programming languages. There are definitely many types of programming languages. And definitely many types of programming languages. And the one we'll be looking at today, and the reason why we are here, we'll be looking at Python programming. Python programming is one of the languages that we'll be looking at today. But before we look at Python programming, I'll just give you a glance of the other computer programming languages that we do have, that you can benefit from. We have Python, we have C, C++. That's another Python program. That's another programming language. Sorry. Another programming language. We have Java. It's another type of programming language. We have PHP, which is heavily a web programming language. We even have a PHP guru there. Okay. Then we have Visual Basic.net. This one is from Microsoft. You build applications that are based on the Microsoft system, mainly on Microsoft. So today we'll be looking mainly on Python, because Python is easy to learn for any person who is willing to learn programming. Yeah, I thought I explained something on that. What is a programming language? Okay, a programming language is just like another language like English, French, German, Spanish. That language is that language that the computer understands. So if you speak English to the computer won't understand. Before you see stuff written on the computer, like you read online, like you surf the internet, there is a lot of groundwork that has been done by the computer language, that the language that the computer understands itself. So for you to be able to now see what you're seeing on the screen. Okay, since we'll be talking today about Python, let's get to real business. Since we'll be talking today about Python programming language, we want to get a little bit history about this guy, about this language. This language was created or was developed by Guido van Rossum in the late 80s and early 90s at the National Research Institute of Mathematical and Computer Science in the Netherlands. I know there are people here, maybe some people who are not very, they are not, it's not much about mathematics, so you should not be scared. You don't need to be a mathematics guru to know how to program. Then we have Python. Was the languages that Python was derived from was from C, C++, which is part of the types of programming languages. We have ABC, we have modular tree, we have Smalltalk. There are many of them, and scripting and other scripting languages like Perl. We have Ruby and Rails, which are almost similar to. I did not write it on the board. I want to write that. If you have anything to write, just let me know. Let me maybe I'm a little bit fast. Yeah, as I was saying, that Python was derived from other languages, but the main, including C, C++. C++ is part of the types of programming languages, and ABC is part of them. Modular tree is also a programming language, a type. Then Smalltalk and other scripting languages, example like Ruby on Rails, Perl. So, Python is an interpreted language. What is Python programming language? An interpreted language means immediately you write a code on the compiler. Because, okay, there's something we call compilers. You might not understand, but let me explain. A compiler is a software that will compile the language you write for the computer to understand. And that compiler deals with much grammar work that the computer understands. So, for you to be able to write a program, you need a compiler. So the compiler helps to compile your software. Whatever thing you're writing, whatever program you want to write, maybe you want to write a program that will check what you will put on when you want to go out. If the temperature is 26 point something degree, put on light shirt or something. It's going to tell you what to put. There are a lot of things you can do with programming. So Python is interactive. It means that you can actually see what you're doing. Then Python is object oriented. I'm going to explain something about object oriented. What is object oriented? Object oriented is we take objects like this. Or let me say this table. This table has properties and it has actions that you can do. That is an object. I am an object, a person. I have a name, one of my properties. I have an age. I have a color. So now, object-oriented programming actually means we take you as an object, we create in a computer. That any object under the person, under the category person can fit in. But we have different kind of persons. We have persons who come from Nkwen, Bali, different locations. We have people who can, we have persons of different orientation. Maybe you are a businessman, maybe you are doing marketing, maybe you are doing, that's a person. You fall under the category person. So we create the object person, then the rest can fit in. That's what object-oriented is all about. So Python is also a beginner's language. When I talk about a beginner's language, it means that everybody can pick on from Python programming language by using Python programming language. Okay, let's look at the guys who are using Python. We have Google. It's a search engine. I'm sure many of you use Google to do your assignments. Google was created by two guys from Harvard University. We have these other guys, Actual. We have Dropbox. We even saw the guy on the video. It's a file sharing system online. You share files online with either an office or it depends. Maybe an organization, whatever, the business. We have Zig, it's a social media website. We have Quora, which is also a question and answer site. We have Reddit. which was, it's also a social media website. They submit a lot of blogs on it, articles. They write articles and submit, and a lot of a wealth of information from Reddit. And you have YouTube, that many of you use YouTube maybe probably to listen to music. But YouTube has a lot of wealth of information when it comes to your personal education and your career. So, what can you do with programming language? You can do almost anything with a programming language. What can you do with a Python programming language? You can do anything with a Python programming language. You can analyze data. It is very good for building websites. There are frameworks for that like Django, WebPy, and yeah. Then you can maintain a server. You can build graphical user interface applications like what we have Excel. I'm talking about Excel and Word because many of you are familiar with that. Those are graphical user interface. You can use Python programming language to build your own from scratch.